Hello, and welcome to Soft Step English. I'm Nora.
And I'm Ethan. Small confession. If my phone sleeps too close to me, my hand becomes very active before the rest of my body is even alive.
Which is why today's opening question is very simple. In the first minute after you wake up, what usually gets your attention first?
The light? Your breathing? The alarm? A child calling you? A cat sitting on your chest? Or that glowing little rectangle?
Today, we are talking about one very small habit that can change the feeling of the whole day. Do not look at your phone for the first 10 minutes after you wake up.
10 minutes. Not a 3-hour miracle routine. Not a lifestyle makeover before sunrise. Just 10 quiet minutes.
We are going to look at why those minutes matter, how the phone can change your mood before you even stand up, what you can do instead, why simple boundaries often work better than ambitious routines, and how to keep this habit in real life.
And later, we will do our word tour. Slowly, together, with useful expressions from this episode. So if a line feels fast, just stay with the big idea and come back later.
This episode is around B1 to B2 level, so we will explain key words in clear English, repeat important ideas, and keep the pace friendly.
If you like learning English in a calm, practical way, you can follow or subscribe and keep Soft Step English close for tomorrow morning.
And if you want to join in, tell us in the comments, what usually enters your day first? Your own thoughts or someone else's messages? We really do read them. Let's start with a picture many people know very well. The impressive morning routine.
Ah, yes. Wake up before sunrise. Stretch like a professional athlete. Drink something green. Write in a beautiful journal. Read a serious book. And then begin work with perfect focus.
Exactly. It is an attractive picture. Attractive means it looks good and pulls you toward it. But that picture can also make ordinary people give up before they really begin.
Give up means stop trying. And honestly, I understand why. Real mornings are rarely clean and perfect.
Right. Someone wakes up late. Someone has a child calling from the next room. Someone has a long commute. Someone feels tired before the day has properly started.
Someone cannot find a sock. Someone is already negotiating with the kettle.
Exactly. So the useful question is not, how can I build the most impressive routine? The useful question is, what small action can protect my attention before the world starts pulling at it?
Protect your attention. I love that phrase. Not improve everything. Not become a new person. Just protect one valuable thing.
Yes, protect means keep safe. And attention is what you notice, what you focus on, what your mind is holding. One of the simplest ways to do that is this. Do not look at your phone for the first 10 minutes after you wake up.
Which sounds tiny. 10 minutes can disappear while coffee is cooling down.
True, but there is a strong point here. These are not ordinary minutes. They are the minutes when your mind is moving from sleep into the day.
So the question becomes, who shapes that moment?
Exactly. Will the day begin with your own body, your own thoughts, your own priorities? Or will it begin with someone else's message, opinion, emergency, or endless stream of information?
Your day or the stream? That is the real choice.
Yes, and the promise here is modest. You do not become perfectly organized overnight. You do not suddenly become a completely different person. But you do create a small space in which you can arrive in your own day before the outside world enters.
Arrive is such a good word. Not just wake up. Arrive. Be present. Be there.
Then it slows down and reminds us of something very human. Most people do not wake up fully ready for action.
That is true. Some mornings I wake up and my mind feels like a room where the chairs are still upside down.
That is a good image. The body is still adjusting. The mind is still soft. Emotions are close to the surface.
Which means a small problem can feel huge at 6:45 in the morning.
Exactly. A short work message can feel much heavier before breakfast than it does at 10:30. A headline can make the whole day feel dark before you have even stood up.
So the first input matters. Input means what enters your mind first.
Yes, if the first input is a bright screen full of demands, comparisons, and noise, your attention can become scattered very quickly.
Scattered means your mind gets spread in too many directions. You are here, there, and everywhere.
Right, and this change is often quiet. There is no dramatic alarm that says, "Your focus has now been stolen."
That would actually be a useful alarm.
It would, but instead, it happens step by step. First, you check the time. Then, you see 2 messages. Then, you notice an email subject line that sounds urgent. Then, a news alert appears. Then, a short video begins to play.
5 minutes later, your body is still in bed, but your mind is already commuting, arguing, comparing, planning, and worrying.
Yes, and this is why some people say, "I do not know why my mornings feel rushed." The answer is very clear. Sometimes the rush begins before movement begins.
That is such an important sentence. The rush starts in attention.
Exactly. If your attention is taken at the start, the rest of the morning often becomes reactive. Reactive means you are responding automatically instead of choosing calmly.
You answer before you think. You hurry before you choose.
Yes, and you carry the emotional tone of the phone into the shower, the kitchen, the train, the first class, the first meeting.
So even when the phone is no longer in your hand, it is still in your morning.
Well said. By contrast, a phone-free first 10 minutes creates a small pause. It tells your mind, "Not yet. The world can wait a little. First, I wake up. First, I notice where I am. First, I remember what this day is for."
And it is careful here. That pause is not laziness. It is preparation.
Yes, if this sounds like you, if you often feel rushed before you even stand up, that one idea may already be useful. Next, let's ask why the phone changes the mood of the morning so fast.
Because people love to say, "I am just checking."
Exactly. But the phone rarely stays a simple tool for checking. It is designed to pull attention forward. It does not only show the time, it offers novelty, stimulation, unfinished conversations, and possible problems.
In other words, it opens many doors, and all of them want your mental energy.
Yes, one message from a manager can change your heartbeat. One vacation photo can make your own kitchen feel dull. One short piece of bad news can make the whole day feel uncertain.
Even positive things can pull you away from yourself. A funny video, a shopping discount, a sports result, a friend's update.
Right. None of these things are neutral. Neutral means they do not leave you unchanged. They ask for attention. They ask for energy.
And then we get one of the best phrases in the whole article. Borrowed urgency.
Yes, borrowed urgency means the feeling that something matters right now simply because it has arrived in front of you.
A message appears, so your nervous system says, "This must be important."
Exactly. But immediate and important are not the same. Immediate means it is here now. Important means it truly matters.
That difference can save a morning.
It really can. When the day begins with borrowed urgency, your own priorities move to the side. Maybe you planned to think about a difficult conversation. Maybe you wanted to prepare for class, pack a healthy lunch, remember a dentist appointment, or decide to be patient in a meeting.
Then 10 minutes on the phone fills your head with other people's words, and your own thought disappears.
Yes, this does not happen because you are weak. It happens because attention is limited. What enters first often shapes what stays.
That is a very kind and practical message. It is not about moral failure. It is about limited attention.
Exactly. So maybe a helpful self-check is this. When you wake up, what thought do you want to keep? And what usually pushes it out? At this point, a lot of listeners may be thinking, fine, but if I do not use my phone, what am I supposed to do for 10 whole minutes?
Which is funny, because 10 minutes is both tiny and huge, depending on whether there is a screen.
Very true. That question itself is revealing. It shows how uncomfortable many people have become with empty space.
Without a screen, the room suddenly feels larger.
Yes, but the good news is that those 10 minutes do not need to be productive in a formal way. You do not need a perfect ritual. You do not need to perform a new identity.
You do not need to become that person before coffee.
Exactly. The goal is simply to wake up as a person before waking up as a user, worker, customer, or responder.
That line is worth repeating. A person before a responder.
There are many very ordinary options. You can sit on the edge of the bed and breathe slowly. You can drink a glass of water. You can open the curtains and let daylight into the room. You can wash your face and notice the temperature of the water. You can stand by the window. You can make the bed. You can stretch your back and shoulders. You can write one sentence in a notebook about what matters today.
Or you can do something radical. Nothing. Just sit there quietly for a moment.
Yes, what matters is not which action you choose. What matters is that the action belongs to real life rather than to the screen. It should bring you into contact with your body, your room, your breathing, your light, your schedule, or your intention.
In simple words, it should help you arrive.
Exactly. It can even look different for different people. One person's 10 minutes may be alarm, bathroom, open window, drink water, stand quietly, then begin the day. Another person's may be get out of bed, make coffee, write 3 tasks on paper, and then check the phone.
And for a parent with young children, it may be even simpler. Get dressed, breathe in the kitchen while the kettle boils, then check messages.
Yes, that flexibility is important. If the habit is too fixed, many people will abandon it. The power comes from the protected space, not from one perfect activity inside that space.
So if you are listening and thinking, my mornings are messy, that does not disqualify you. Messy mornings are exactly why a small boundary can help.
Then we can see how this little habit changes ordinary days.
Not dramatic movie days, regular human Tuesdays.
Exactly. First, it imagines a university student who wakes up and immediately opens social media. He tells himself he is just checking for a minute, but then he sees that other people are already at the gym, already studying, already posting confident updates about their lives.
So before he has even brushed his teeth, he feels behind.
Yes, he begins the morning with comparison. Comparison means measuring yourself against other people, and that feeling can stay with him through the first class. He may become more distracted, more self-conscious, less able to focus on his own work.
But if he protects the first 10 minutes, he may still face stress later. The difference is that he begins with his own reality, not other people's display of reality.
Exactly. Display means the version people choose to show. Not always the full truth.
Definitely not the full truth at 7 a.m.
Take an office worker. She keeps work email on the home screen of her phone. The moment she wakes up, she sees a subject line. Need update ASAP.
My shoulders went up just hearing that.
Right. She has not read the full message yet, but already she feels pressure. She rushes through getting dressed. She skips breakfast. On the train, she is mentally arguing with a coworker. And when she finally reads the email properly, she realizes it was not as urgent as it sounded.
But the emotional effect has already shaped the first 2 hours of her day.
Exactly. If she had waited 10 minutes, she might have eaten, planned, and arrived with more stability. Stability means steadiness, not perfection, just a more solid start.
Then we meet a father of 2 young children. And I love this example because it is realistic.
Yes, his mornings are noisy. One child cannot find a sock. The other wants a different breakfast. For him, the goal is not to create silence. Silence may be impossible.
The goal is to avoid adding extra noise.
Exactly. If he checks headlines and messages while the children are getting ready, he is carrying digital pressure into an already demanding situation. If he keeps the first 10 minutes screen-free, the morning may still be chaotic, but it is one layer thinner.
That is a great phrase too. One layer thinner. The internet does not need to join the chaos.
It also matters for people who live alone. A person who starts the day with the phone may stay half awake longer. The body is in bed, but the mind is elsewhere. That can create a vague, heavy feeling, as if the day has started without their full participation.
I know that feeling. Your body is horizontal, but your brain is already in 3 headlines and 2 conversations.
Exactly. A screen-free start can create a stronger sense of entry. You feel that you have actually arrived in the morning.
And here is something I really believe. Daily life is made of small advantages.
Yes, the change may not look dramatic. No music starts playing. No instant transformation appears on day 3. But small improvements begin to stack. You are slightly less rushed, slightly less scattered, slightly more aware of what matters, slightly more likely to leave on time, slightly more likely to eat breakfast, slightly more prepared for the first conversation of the day.
If this episode makes you think of one friend who wakes up already stressed, share it with them. Sometimes people do not need a giant system. They need one good idea at the right time.
After that, the message gets very clear. Simplicity works better than ambition.
Yes, many morning routines fail because they ask people to perform excellence before consciousness has fully arrived.
Exactly. The first hour becomes a test of discipline. Wake up early, exercise, meditate, read, journal, learn a language, make a perfect meal. And if you miss 2 parts, the whole routine feels broken.
Then the routine becomes another source of shame.
Right. Shame is that painful feeling that says not only this plan failed, but something is wrong with me. The phone-free first 10 minutes is different because it asks for restraint, not performance.
Restraint means holding back. Not doing one thing, so space opens for something better.
Exactly. It is not trying to make you impressive. It is trying to make you available to your own life. And it respects real conditions: bad sleep, night shifts, babies, elderly parents, shared rooms, small apartments.
A useful habit has to survive reality, not just look beautiful online.
Yes, a boundary can be more powerful than a big plan. It tells you what not to do, and that creates room for many good things to happen naturally.
You may notice your body. You may remember your schedule. You may drink water. You may move sooner. None of that needs to be forced.
Exactly. And because the rule is clear, there is less inner argument. Inner argument means that little debate in your head. Maybe today does not count. Maybe one quick look is fine. Good habits should support low-energy moments. They should not depend on heroic motivation. There are also several common failure patterns here, and these are very useful.
Because most people do not fail in mysterious ways. They fail in familiar ways.
Exactly. One common mistake is making the rule too extreme. Someone decides, I will never touch my phone until I complete a perfect 30-minute routine.
That version may last 2 days and one motivational speech.
Yes. Then one stressful morning arrives, the routine breaks, and the person thinks the habit does not fit their life. But the real problem is unnecessary ambition.
Another failure pattern is leaving the phone too close.
Right, under the pillow, beside the face, in the hand when the alarm stops. People often believe self-control should be enough, but environment matters. A glowing screen within reach invites automatic behavior.
Put it across the room, and suddenly you have a better first decision.
Exactly. Another problem is removing the phone without replacing it with anything real. You stay in bed, half awake, bored, uncomfortable, and then the phone becomes even more attractive.
So, the body needs a bridge.
Yes, a bridge can be very simple. Stand up, open the curtains, drink water, wash your face, put on slippers, or write one line.
Then there is the expectation trap. People think the habit should create peace every single day.
And that is too much pressure. A difficult meeting may still wait. A sick child may still cry. Bad weather may still affect your mood. The purpose of the habit is not to remove life. It is to keep unnecessary stimulation from arriving before necessary reality.
That is a much more realistic promise.
It is. There are useful exceptions too. I only need the weather. I only need music. I only need to check one thing.
Those little doors become very big, very fast.
Exactly. The weather app shows news. Music shows messages. One tap leads to another. That is why many people do better with a full 10-minute delay instead of clever exceptions.
And weekends matter too.
Yes, some people protect weekday mornings but drop the habit on Saturday and Sunday. But weekends are often when you can feel the difference most clearly. A calm, free morning can teach you a lot.
And maybe my favorite point in this section is this. Do not turn the habit into a moral story.
Exactly. If you succeed, you are not superior. If you fail, you are not weak. This is not a test of virtue. It is a practical tool. The real question is simple. What kind of start helps daily life more often? So how can you make the habit easy enough to keep?
By making it clear enough that sleepy you can understand it.
Yes, a good place to begin is with a concrete rule. For example, for the first 10 minutes after I wake up, I do not unlock my phone except to turn off the alarm.
Clear rules reduce confusion.
Exactly. Then shape the room so the habit has support. Charge the phone away from the bed if possible. If you use it as an alarm, place it somewhere that requires you to stand up. Some people prefer a separate alarm clock so the phone can stay outside the bedroom.
Not necessary for everyone, but very helpful for some people.
Yes. Next, prepare a first action. Put a glass or bottle of water where you will see it. Leave a notebook and pen on the table. Keep slippers near the bed. Open the curtains slightly before sleep so light can enter sooner.
These details remove friction.
Right. Friction means small resistance, a little barrier, the tiny difficulty that makes good habits less likely. Good habits often depend less on willpower and more on what is ready.
And then there is something deeper. Decide what the 10 minutes are for.
Exactly. They are not empty waiting time before the real day. They are the doorway into the real day. You may use them to wake the body, notice your mood, remember one key task, or create a little steadiness before the house or the city becomes noisy.
If you understand the purpose, the habit stops feeling like a pointless rule.
Yes, one practical method is to keep the same 3 questions on paper every morning. How do I feel? What matters most today? What is my first real task?
And the answers can be tiny. Tired. Dentist at 2. Start report at 9. That is enough.
Exactly. Another useful method is to connect the habit to something pleasant. Fresh air from an open window, sunlight, quiet coffee, stretching without digital noise.
If the habit only feels like deprivation, people resist it. If it feels like a more human way to enter the day, they return to it.
Exactly. And finally, allow a restart without drama. If you fail on Tuesday, Wednesday is not ruined. If you check the phone after 3 minutes, the habit is not dead. Habits grow through repetition, not through emotional speeches about failure.
That is such a relief. And it is also true.
In the last part, this habit teaches a deeper lesson about attention.
Because modern life keeps telling us to live at the speed of incoming information.
Exactly. Constant access, constant updates, constant interruption. And without noticing it, people begin to live at the speed of what arrives, instead of at the speed of thought, care, or intention.
The morning is just where that pattern becomes easiest to see.
Yes, when you protect the first 10 minutes, you practice a different relationship with attention. You show yourself that not everything must be answered immediately. You remember that access is not the same as obligation.
Just because you can check does not mean you must check.
Exactly. And that lesson often spreads into other parts of the day. A person who learns not to check the phone at waking may become more able to put the phone away during meals, during conversations, or during focused work.
You begin to notice that attention is not endless. It is something to place with care.
Yes. There is also a quiet emotional benefit. Many people move through life with a constant background feeling of being slightly late, slightly behind, slightly invaded by tasks.
Invaded by tasks is painfully accurate.
A screen-free morning does not remove responsibility, but it interrupts that feeling for a few minutes. It says, before I respond, I exist. Before I consume, I notice. Before I enter the stream, I stand on the bank.
If you stand on the bank, you are beside the river, not inside the rushing water. That image really stays with me.
Me too. And even if that sentence sounds poetic, the effect is practical. A person who begins the day with a little self-contact is often easier to live with, more patient, less likely to make careless mistakes, less likely to forget basic needs, and more able to choose the next step instead of falling into the nearest one.
Then it ends in a very grounded way. A good morning habit is not valuable because it looks impressive from the outside.
It is valuable if it can be repeated, if it makes ordinary days more livable, and if it helps you meet life with a little more steadiness.
Curtains, water, kettle, one line in a notebook. The details can change. The protected space is the point.
Exactly. Over time, that small protected space can change the feeling of morning from immediate reaction to quiet arrival.
And that is a beautiful trade.
Before we move into our word tour, if you want, leave us a comment with this sentence starter. Tomorrow morning, for my first 10 minutes, I want to... We would genuinely love to read your answer. All right, word tour time.
The slow, cozy part. No rushing.
Yes. These are expressions we already used in the episode. Now we will revisit them slowly. Say them with us. Repeat after us. Take your time.
If you can, say them out loud. Morning English sticks better when your mouth moves.
Let's start with give up.
Say it with us. Give up.
Give up means stop trying.
Example. Many people give up on a routine because the routine asks too much.
One more time, slowly. Give up.
Give up.
Next, Protect your attention.
Say it with us. Protect your attention.
This means keep your focus safe. Do not let it get pulled away too quickly.
Example. In the morning, you may want to protect your attention before messages and news enter your head.
Again, slowly. Protect your attention.
Protect your attention.
Next expression, deliberate.
Say it with us. Deliberate.
Deliberate means chosen carefully, not automatic, not random.
Example. A deliberate start to the day is different from a reactive start.
Another way to say it is intentional.
One more time. Deliberate.
Now, scattered.
Say it with us. Scattered.
Scattered means your mind is in too many places at once.
Example. If you look at 5 different things on your phone in bed, you may feel scattered before breakfast.
Slowly again, scattered.
Scattered.
Next, reactive.
Repeat after us. Reactive.
Reactive means you are only responding. You are not choosing the direction.
Example. A reactive morning is a morning where every new message controls your next feeling.
In simple words, reactive means automatic and pushed from the outside.
One more time. Reactive.
Let's go to one of our key phrases. Borrowed urgency.
Say it with us, slowly. Borrowed urgency.
This means you feel pressure because something has appeared in front of you, even if it is not truly important.
Example. A red notification can create borrowed urgency before you even know what the message says.
Notice the difference. Immediate is not always important.
Again, borrowed urgency.
Next word, arrive.
Say it with us. Arrive.
Here, arrive does not mean reach a building. It means become present, fully enter the moment.
Example. When you open the curtains, drink water, and notice the morning, you arrive in your day.
One more time, gently. Arrive.
Arrive.
Now, restraint.
Repeat after us. Restraint.
Restraint means holding back, choosing not to do something right away.
Example. The first 10 phone-free minutes are a form of restraint. You are not obeying every impulse.
Another way to say it is self-control, but softer and calmer.
One more time. Restraint.
Next phrase, inner argument.
Say it with us. Inner argument.
This means the little debate inside your head.
Example. Maybe one quick look is fine. Maybe today does not count. That is your inner argument.
When a habit is simple, the inner argument becomes smaller.
Again, slowly. Inner argument.
Next word, friction.
Repeat after us. Friction.
In daily life, friction means small resistance, a tiny barrier, something that makes an action harder.
Example. If your notebook is ready on the table, there is less friction. If your phone is beside your face, there is less friction for the wrong habit.
Very good. One more time, friction.
Friction.
And one more phrase because it is too useful to leave behind. Stand on the bank.
Say it with us. Stand on the bank.
This image means you are next to the stream, not inside it. You can see the rush without immediately joining it.
Example. Before you check messages, take 10 quiet minutes and stand on the bank of the day.
Slowly, together. Stand on the bank.
Stand on the bank.
Excellent. Say these 3 with us one last time. Protect your attention.
Borrowed urgency.
Quiet arrival.
And yes, we added quiet arrival because it captures the feeling of the whole episode.
protect your attention,
borrowed urgency.
quiet arrival.
Keep those with you tomorrow morning.
For a small homework invitation, try this tomorrow. Give yourself just 10 phone-free minutes after waking up and notice one detail.
Maybe notice your breathing. Maybe your mood. Maybe the speed of your thoughts. Maybe the difference between reaction and choice.
Then, if you want, come back and tell us in the comments what happened. Was it calming? Awkward? Helpful? Annoying? Honest answers are welcome.
If this episode helped your English and your morning, you can like it, follow, or subscribe, or send it to someone who may need a gentler start to the day.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Nora.
This has been Soft Step English.
Your progress continues from here, and there is more English waiting for you in the next quiet step.